Hey everyone, it's Suey here. I'm going to do a tag today called the Used Bookstore Tag. It was originally done by Books I'm Not Reading, and I was tagged by Stuart Griffin. And this one I might go through real fast because I can see it's talking a lot about some stuff that I don't really do a whole lot myself. So we'll see how it goes, okay? What is your favorite or most often visited used bookstore, and what sets it apart or makes it special? So there's a bookstore that I go to a lot called Pioneer Book. Actually, I don't go to it a lot. The one I most go to is probably that one, but I don't go to it a lot. I wish I could go more often, but I'm probably trying to avoid the bookstore a little bit because I don't want to accumulate a whole lot more books. And I know if I go there, I'm going to have an issue with that. So I go, maybe a couple times a year. This past year, I'm thinking, did I even really go much? But I should go more often, even if I end up buying books, right? I don't know what sets it apart or makes it special. I just know it's been around a long, long time, and they find some pretty cool books there. Does your used bookstore take credit? How much credit do you get for your books, and do they give cash for your books? I don't know the answer to these credit questions. I think they do. I think they take credit. You're talking about when you give a book and then you get store credit for the books, right? I think they absolutely do that. I don't know if they give you cash for their books. I think that they do store credit. I have not given any books there. I should say that Second and Charles is a new bookstore that has come around, and they have a lot of awesome used books too and awesome sales. So I probably end up going there more often than Pioneer Book these days. So there's both of those. Let's talk about both of those. And Second and Charles does store credit too. Maybe a little bit of cash too, I think. I haven't given my books to them, so I don't know. I hoard my books. This is a problem. So I need to go through and maybe try this and see what happens. Also, I'm doing the little free library, which is where I plan to actually get rid of my books if it works like I expect it to work. Maybe I'll stick books in there and nobody will take them, and then that's not going to work very well. But my idea is to weed some of my books to my own little free library instead of take them to the used bookstores. So there's that. How often do you go to your used bookstore, and can you share how much credit you have there? I don't have any credit there. I already explained that. And how often? Not very often, because it's an issue, as I said. Because I just want to buy everything. Second and Charles has some awesome deals sometimes. They do a penny a page sale sometimes. They do buy 5, get 5 free sometimes, or buy 1, get 2 free, or I can't remember what they all are. But there's sometimes you walk in and all of a sudden you walk out with this whole pile of books that you didn't expect to get. And Pioneer Book has, I think I could have gone and gotten a book for my birthday last month, and I didn't do it. I should have done that. What, if any, restrictions does your bookstore have on how you use your credit? I have no idea on that one, because I don't really do much with that. How is your used bookstore organized? What do you like and or dislike about how it's organized? The older one, and the more local, the local independent one, the Pioneer Bookstore, has nonfiction downstairs and fiction upstairs. It's pretty simple. I feel like there might be a little kids section downstairs still too. But yeah, basically that's what it is. Nonfiction down, fiction up. And they have mysteries and some sort of genres separated out a little, like mysteries and maybe some fantasy separated out. They have classics separated out, YA separated out. And Charles is interesting because they have their used stuff mixed up with their new stuff. Pioneer Book is all used stuff. There's no new in that store. But then they have Second and Charles has the corner of sort of the not very popular used stuff. The stuff that people are just truly trying to get rid of, and they have that all separated out into a corner and not mixed in with all the other books. I always have found that kind of funny. What is the best find or deal you got at a used bookstore? I recently got a signed copy of a cute little YA book that I wasn't expecting, but that was a cool thing. Not a huge, real big popular author. I got this one last year at the Pioneer Book one. which I thought was a pretty good find. Reese's Book Club popular book. I haven't read it yet. Nothing hugely earth-shattering that I've found at the bookstore, I don't think. I feel like I'm just fun stuff, really, I guess. Yeah, just fun stuff. Is there something you saw at your bookstore that you now regret not purchasing? I don't think so. And is there a book you're always on the hunt for at your used bookstore? We used to be always on the hunt for a John Mars book for Tori, but I kind of have given up on that one. I can't remember what the book was, if it was a particular book, but it's a book that's kind of harder to find, and so we always looked for that for her. We haven't been looking for anything particularly lately. So if you could run your used bookstore for a day, what changes would you make? I would not make any changes. I think everything's being run perfectly fine at both of those places. If you could go used book shopping with any booktuber in any city, who would you go with and where? I would go with the Mild Rumpus in New York City, for sure. And I also think it'd be fun to go with Ellen in Sweden. I don't know what city she's at, but whatever city she gets to go to all the time, she has some great used bookstores that she's shown us. I would go with Ellen in Sweden, wherever, whatever city. Yeah, there's probably a lot of other people that would be fun to go with too, but those two popped into my head first. And tag some booktubers. I will tag the Mild Rumpus and Ellen because they could tell me about their bookstores. I will tag Melinda. Maybe she could talk to us about bookstores over there in Oregon. Pals. Pals is one of the best used bookstores ever, and new. They mix up their new and their used too, I think. Yeah. Sometimes that's crazy because then you're like, is this new or is this used? And you can't tell because the used are such great condition sometimes. So that's 3. Who else? I don't know. I'll just go with those 3 for right now. That's not very many, but okay. So that's the end of that little used bookstore tag. I don't know that I had very many great answers to any of those questions because, like I said, I don't really do the exchanging thing. So that's it for this tag. Until next time, happy reading. Bye.